Welcome to the Kane and Day Show. I am your host, Kane. You can find me on Twitter at Killing Kane, on YouTube at Killing Kane, and most importantly at Twitch at Killing Kane. We kick it over to my host, Day here, and he'll introduce himself.
Yeah, my name's Day. You can find me on Twitter, Realdaygaming1. Twitch and YouTube and TikTok is all Realdaygaming, and that's all the socials.
All right. So today we're going to kick it off on a sad note. This morning, we found out that Dwayne Haskins was struck and killed by a car. Very, very sad. He's only 24 years old. He had a bright future ahead of him. I thought he was going to really find himself this year, especially since the Steelers didn't have a quarterback and he was in that mix.
He definitely could have won that job over. Oh God,
what's his Mason Rudolph?
Thank you.
That's his name.
He's not
really
good
feel
enough
like
for me to remember his name.
I feel like he was, just right there. But our condolences go out to his family and friends, his wife, his mom and dad, everybody around him. It's just a very sad situation to wake up to on a Saturday morning. But yeah, like I said, condolences to him, his family and friends, and, hopefully they can get through this trying time for them. So, we just wanted to kick it off and talk about that for a minute. But today is big day for us. I feel like opening day happened on Thursday. And, we're going to be going through giving our predictions for the divisions. We might be differ on a little bit of them, but,
there's a couple.
Yeah, I think there's a couple. But, which division do we want to start? Do we want to start in the American League?
No. Both of our favorite teams are in the American League, obviously.
Let's do it.
I think we start in the National League. Just get that out of the way, have some fun.
All right, let me go over here. So let's not start in the powerhouse division.
So we're gonna go out west, because that's gonna be an easy one.
I mean,
it doesn't
the
really
Central.
Matter, east to west.
We can start with the Central because
okay.
That's the worst division.
That's fine. We can
be honest.
Start at the bottom. That's fine.
So, looking at these teams, we have the Cubs, the Cardinals, the Reds, the Brewers, and the Pirates.
There's four teams in that division.
And on paper, there's 5.
Well, that's true.
So I think I'll kick it off and kind of say that if Christian Yelich figures his shit out, the Brewers could be a second-place team.
Could be a second-place team? Oh, brother.
Second-place team.
Oh, we're already differing. Oh, no. This is good. Good.
Yep. I mean, I love their pitching staff. I love their bullpen.
Yep.
But their sticks are not great. They lost out on who was it? Luis Arias?
He went back to Minnesota, didn't he?
No, they lost their freaking left or right fielder. He went to Florida.
Avi Sayel.
Yeah. They lost him.
But they did pick up Kutch.
They did pick up Kutch, but you're also going off a Kutch that's fucking old now.
You're right. And off an ACL injury a couple years ago.
Yeah.
I truthfully think that pitching staff is still so strong, it won't matter. They will win the division.
They won't beat the Cardinals.
I don't think the Cardinals will be that good. I think they'll come in second because the Cubs are in the middle of like a somewhat of a rebuild.
Hot take, though. Hot take. Or actually finish what you're saying. I'll come in with the fire here in a minute.
I just think there's a reason the Brewers are called the Rays North, because all they do is breed pitchers, and that's how they won most of their games last year, is through their pitching with Corbin Burns, Woodruff, and Freddie Peralta. Then you have one of the best left-handed closers, if not the best.
Probably the best closer.
Well, with Chapman having a down year, Taylor Rogers he's up there, but he's not the best. Yeah, Josh Hader is incredible. They also have some other like I said, just
And
like the Rays,
let's not
their
forget on
bullpen's
how
incredible.
fucking let's not forget how fucking nasty Devin Williams is.
Yeah, you got Devin Williams, and then there's a couple like no names that they're known in Milwaukee that aren't
But
household
nowhere
names
else.
that just shut everybody down.
I do have a couple friends that are Brewers fans because they live in Wisconsin.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
um, yeah, their pitching is great, but I think for them to be a number one team, Willie needs to play
Yep.
like he can, because I think
And how
Willie
we saw in
Adames
August
is
last year
I think Willie Adames is one of the better shortstops in the league.
when
Like
he hits the
not
ball. Yeah,
not talking like, like, oh my god, he's Tatis level. He's below it, of course, but
he's in the mid pack.
I think he's an excellent defender. He's got a cannon of an arm,
He's
and
got
if he
one
can
problem.
figure out how to hit the ball,
He's got one problem. From my time of watching him in Tampa, he's got
yeah, what's
one
that?
problem. He strikes out too much.
Exactly. He
I
needs to
think
learn how
he
to hit the
struck out
ball or
3
walk.
times on Thursday.
Yeah, he needs to learn how to hit the ball and walk. And guess what? You're going to be fucking among that echelon of fucking shortstops because he's young too.
Yeah.
He's like, what, 26, 27, 28?
He's in that range, yeah.
I mean, he's right there to be like that elite.
But he played
guy.
well after getting traded to Milwaukee.
He did.
He
He
popped
did.
off. I think
But,
I couldn't even.
oh, go ahead.
I was just saying,
Sorry.
he was just lights out.
Yeah, of course. But their
Until
big
the playoffs.
thing is Christian Yelich doesn't
Yeah,
need
he
to
does.
break his hand this year.
He's got to stay on the field, and he's got to hit the ball. He
Yeah.
has to hit like the MV Yelly we know, and if he
Right.
doesn't, they won't. They'll be first rounded again.
Of course. So let's move to the next team, who I think is going to be, the first place team, and I think that's the Cardinals. I do think so because
You can't tell me that when Wainwright was their opening day starter. I'm sorry, Flaherty's
you
still
look at
hurt.
it like, hey, you look at it like this, right? It's Waino and Yachty's last year,
And Pujols
and Pujols.
turning back
It's
the
their
clock
last
to
year.
06.
It's their last year,
Yep.
so they're gonna step up. I mean, usually in their farewell seasons, people usually step up and actually play really well. I think their pitching's fine, their bullpen's fine. Nolan Arenado needs to be a monster still. You gotta
I'm just happy he proved all the
Tyler
haters wrong.
O'Neill. Tyler O'Neill needs to play at an MVP level
He does.
because I think Tyler O'Neill can be that guy.
They do have a good outfield. I like their outfield with Carlson, Bader, and
Tyler O'Neill.
LOL.
But I think they have a more well-rounded team than the Brewers do. Especially with Yelich playing bad the last 2 years.
The difference between the two is the Brewers are going to outpitch you, and the Cardinals are going to outhit you.
Right.
So when they play, it's going to be a very interesting matchup all season where it's like, what's going to be better? It's like in football where it's the best defense versus the best offense. Who wins? It's usually the offense.
Right.
No matter how good your pitching is, if they know how to hit, they're going to. And
right.
They are scary. I definitely think they're a clear-cut second-place team.
I think it's going to be a coin flip, honestly.
Yeah.
It could be either or, but I honestly think the Cardinals going to win the division, especially if their players play to the potential that they can.
I do still think both teams make the playoffs with the expanded playoff. With that extra team. I definitely think they both make it. Who wins the division, like you said, it's going to be a coin. I'm going to pick the Brewers.
Mm-hmm.
And I got, the Cubs in third.
I can agree on the Cubs in third. I mean, they picked up Marcus Stroman. Ian Happ's going to play pretty decent. Patrick Wisdom's probably going to hit a lot of home runs. Frank's going to hit a lot of home runs. Wilson Contreras, if he can kind of take that next step, he'll be an elite kind of catcher.
Will go into the top 10.
Especially because there's not really that many really good catchers right now.
Right.
But and Seiya, if Seiya can
I just
really,
only thing he's going to struggle with, like you see with most international players, especially the from Korea and Japan, the
Uh,
98, 99, 100-mile-an-hour fastball.
hmm.
It's on average, I think, miles an hour faster here than it is over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's quick. That's a big
Right.
difference.
I mean, one of the player like there's only been two players I've seen internationally that come over done just nutty, and that's Ichiro and Shohei.
Shohei. Yep. Because Yoshi
So,
that was Yoshi's problem.
oh, it's Tetsugo,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was so happy when Tampa signed him because I heard all these good
Him,
things about him, reading about
it
him,
was
and then
him
he
and
couldn't
the
hit the
other
fastball.
guy.
He couldn't hit the
Him and the
fastball.
other guy. It was Setsugo and the guy I think on the Reds,
Oh
Yoshi.
yeah, he was supposed to be the next Ichiro.
Yeah.
He played left
Yeah.
field,
Yep.
but I just don't know how to say his name. I'm not even gonna try it.
I think it's Yoshi.
No, it was Sasugo. It starts with an A. I just can't pronounce it.
Oh yeah, okay. So I think our next team is going to be the Reds.
Yeah,
They still have a decent team
Hunter Green's
despite
making his debut, which is
yeah,
huge.
Hunter
I love
Green.
that.
You have Jonathan India, Joey Votto, Moose. They still breed pitchers, like the
Lodolo.
Brewers do.
They still got
And so,
Castillo.
yeah, you're waiting on some of these minor league guys to come up, kind of make an impact.
I think this is
You have
also a big
Tyler
year.
Stevenson.
That's what I was gonna say. It's gonna be a big year for him. They traded Barnhart away. Now
Yep.
it's time for
And
Tyler to step up to the plate. No pun intended,
I
and
mean,
perform.
little shout out, it's Dimu's favorite
It
catcher
is.
in the league.
That is true. He is a fan favorite in the MLB The Show community.
And then you have the Pirates, which nobody knows what the Pirates are doing.
They're gonna lose every game.
They sent O'Neal Cruz down.
That
I
didn't
don't
make
know
sense
why.
to me. They signed Cabrian to a massive contract. He gets hurt in the first inning.
They didn't sign him to a massive contract. They signed him to a normal rookie contract. That
Still had a lot of
get.
money, and he still got hurt in the first
7
inning.
or 8 years, $71 million. I mean, he's kind of getting shafted on that.
Wander got
Which kind
$100
of
million more.
sucks. Brian Hayes is phenomenal at defense. One of the pure talents in the field. I don't really catch a lot of NHL games, so I just see what I see on stats, and he just got to hit the ball a lot better. They got rid of Jacob Stallings last year.
They did.
So they're kind of in a no man's land at catcher. They sent one of the most overhyped prospects down in O'Neal Cruz.
Who was actually hitting well in spring.
They got rid of Starling a couple years ago. They got, they couldn't keep Kutch happy after his MVP seasons. They've got Daniel Vogelbach.
They have one bright side. Mitch Keller.
Yeah, what's that? Mitch Keller, if he can, come out and deal.
But he's not going to win any games because the bullpen's going to blow it.
Yeah, so I mean that kind of wraps up our central kind of picks. I don't know. It's just not a good division like the West and the East. It's very tough to.
They're gonna get first rounded. Whoever unless it's the Cardinals. If the Cardinals win the division, they will be annoying in the playoffs like they always are.
Yep, they are.
For some reason.
So our next division, I think that we're gonna head out to is the NL West, and this is where things are gonna get a little weird.
This is an easy pick.
The Dodgers are definitely going to take number one unless the Giants magically do what they did last year.
There is no way losing Gausman that they can recreate that. 105.
What do you mean? They've got Carlos Rondon now. They've got Logan Webb, though. Logan Webb's pretty decent.
Yeah, he is.
Their starting pitching still good with the Giants. Their relief pitching, like they've got Duvall, I think his name is, or Duvall.
Yeah.
Camilo. Pretty decent. Yeah, he does. They still got that base. Brandon Crawford kind of rejuvenated his career last year, started popping off.
So did Brandon Belt.
You got Brandon Belt, you got Longo, all those guys. I mean, they're Austin Slater.
Yes.
They got a bunch of dudes that kind of just are chippy.
I hope Joey Bart plays well, because now it's his time to shine too.
He is up. That's right, because Buster's gone.
Buster retired. This is Joey. This is Joey's time.
But number one,
it's the Dodgers.
It has to be the Dodgers. Cody Bellinger, figure your shit out because baseball is more fun when you are hitting home runs. I'm talking to you right now, Cody B. Make me
I want to see
cream.
the bad flips.
Fucking
Oh,
I need a oh, I'm just, doing a Magunsky call out here,
yeah.
but no, like Cody Bellinger needs to learn how to play baseball again. Like
Yeah, I don't
him
know
and
what
Yelich
happened
kind
with
of
that
been at the
back
same
injury.
thing.
That back injury must have really messed with him because he dramatically changed his swing. He's trying different like stances in the box, like dramatic changes too.
Uh,
I wonder how much that injury really did have an effect on the way he played baseball. A defender, he's still out there. He's still a really good outfielder and can play first base, but he's got to hit the ball. Because, like you said, when he's hitting home runs and he's doing these nasty bat flips, oh, I'm here for it. I hate the
mhm.
Dodgers, but I'm here for it. I like Cody.
Yeah.
It's probably why he doesn't
Quick
do well. I jinx
quick
everybody.
little note. We might need to kind of rush through this because Preston has woken up.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but so Dodgers clear number one. Clear number one. Honestly, I could see the Giants being a number 2 over
Yeah.
the Padres because
It'll
Tatis
be
is
the
an idiot.
Giants. It'll be the Giants.
Tatis, if Tatis didn't get hurt, I'm gonna say San Diego gives LA for a run for its money
Just like last
because
year
of
until they fell
just
off.
because of how much they did in this offseason.
Well, they have depth at pitching. They went out.
Oh, they
They
have so
they
much.
just got Taylor Rogers. They have 5 solid starters,
5 solid, yes.
and they just traded away Chris Paddock because they had too many starters.
Yep.
Denelson is out in the bullpen. He'll deal.
Yep.
And Taylor Rogers will be that back end guy like he did last night and close the door.
Right.
The Diamondbacks were starting to rally, and they brought in Rogers, and he closed the door, and they won the game.
Exactly. I think that I think it goes Dodgers. I think it goes Giants. I think it goes Padres. I think it goes Rockies, and I think it goes Arizona.
I can get behind that. I think Chris Bryant will make enough of an impact in Colorado to jump them to 4th instead of 5th.
I mean, you're gonna have probably Ryan McMahon playing second now with Chris Bryant at
Chris
third.
Is playing the outfield.
Is he really?
I thought I saw him in spring training playing left field.
That's gross.
They have so many open spots there. It doesn't really matter where he plays.
I guess
there's still gonna be a hole.
The NL West is just kind of like a down.
Yeah,
like,
it's an easy one.
It runs through the Dodgers. I mean, especially with them getting Freddie and Gavin Lux. I mean, opening day got enough to get him a supercharged card on the show. I mean, he kind of was their dude, so that's cool.
That he was their missing piece last year that didn't propel them past Atlanta.
Yeah,
because he was making errors and he couldn't hit. He kept striking out, big situations, and couldn't drive in the runs they needed, and that's how they lost. He was the reason, at least in my eyes.
I'm sorry. I just look at my kid and he's just. All right, NL East time.
This is a tough one. This one actually is very tough. Kind of.
The Phillies are the number 1 team.
You're crazy. You're absolutely outside your mind if you think the Phillies are gonna come in first. No way, right?
Am I though?
No, you're not. They went out.
DeGrom is hurt right now.
Well, that's why I said it's kind of easy, but it's not. Or it's tough, but it's not because they're the Mets.
If we're throwing a lot of hypotheticals out here, right? A lot of hypotheticals. Like, if Tatis stayed healthy, they would give a run for the money because Tatis is that guy, right? And we forgot to talk about Manny Machado. I mean, Manny Machado's still great.
Yeah.
But he can't lead a team.
No.
So when you're looking at the NL East, the Phillies went out and got Kyle Schwarber.
Mm-hmm.
And they went out and got Nick Castellanos.
Yep.
Their outfield, dog shit. One of them has to be a DH.
Has
to be.
That's fine.
You called up Bryson Stott.
Huge. Like that
one of the biggest guys. Alec Bohm needs to figure it out this year, unless you throw Castellanos at third.
I wouldn't do that.
You know what I mean? I wouldn't either, right?
That's why the Tigers moved him out to right field, and so did the Cubs.
That's what I'm saying here. But I think that the Phillies, like, what's his name? Nola, pretty good pitcher.
He
Zach,
gave up 4 yesterday, but that's okay.
I mean,
It's
it's
opening day.
beginning of the
Yeah,
season.
early.
We still got a long way to go. You've got Zach Wheeler, who just dominated the second half last year. Just completely dominated everybody. That's a name I never thought I would be like, wow, Zach Wheeler, fucking what a stud, right?
Yeah.
Zach Wheeler's that guy. He's there for sure, ace.
I think what really scares that team off of first place is Jose Alvarado has to pitch well.
Yeah.
Their bullpen, they got Brad Hand. I mean, do we even have to comment on that? It's Brad Hand. He's
right.
there.
He's bad.
He's just
bad
there
now.
Yeah.
He's not what he was in Cleveland before he got traded.
No.
Like, but
that's what's gonna tamper that team.
Right.
Is their bullpen. They gotta hold games.
I think second place will be the Mets.
You think the Braves are gonna come in third?
I do.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Justin DeGrom, or not Justin DeGrom, fucking Jacob DeGrom. My bad. I'm sorry. I'm going on dad brain right now, but Jacob DeGrom, once he comes back, we've talked about this numerous times, like on podcast, off podcast, that they have the nastiest 1-2-3 punch.
Yep.
Because Chris Bassett coming in the playoffs is fucking a different animal.
It's huge.
Scherzer. You got Max Scherzer.
Scherzer's
chip on his shoulder.
Too many times.
I mean, chip on his shoulder. And he's always going to play with one. And Scherzer's just gross. And then you have arguably the best pitcher in baseball.
No, he is the best pitcher in baseball. Yeah. When he's healthy.
I mean, right now, you kind of like sit there and you're like, oh, Shohei. But, I mean,
Shohei's
DeGrom's
good.
been doing this a long time.
Shohei's good, but he was not putting up the numbers DeGrom was in the first 2 months of the season last year.
No, he wasn't.
Until he got hurt, and then he didn't come back.
Hence why Jacob DeGrom got a 99 at the All-Star game in, MLB The Show.
Yeah, but I don't. The Mets, they're just so unlucky. Like, they made that nice World Series run in 2015, but outside of that, they always somehow get these teams together. Lindor getting hit in the teeth yesterday didn't help.
That was unfortunate.
Yeah, you just don't want to see your star player. Lindor's great. It looked like he started to figure out his swing again and play like that Cleveland shortstop he was.
Yeah, I agree.
Which for me, I love Lindor. I like everything about him.
Oh yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, he's great, right? I mean, you're looking at a Mets team that has Pete Alonso. They still have Dom Smith. They still have Jeff McNeil.
Mm-hmm.
They went out and got Starling. They went out and got Mark Canha. They got Max Scherzer. They got Chris Bassett.
Steve Cohen wants to win.
They've got a phenomenal bullpen.
Yep.
They really do. I think Edwin finally is like, I need to stop being an idiot and start saving games. I think he figures it out again. What he was in Seattle.
Ottavino slider's looking gross.
Ottavino,
it's looking real gross.
They lost Aaron Loop, one of their better fucking, relief pitchers. They still have Seth Lugo
and Trevor May.
They've got a fucking squad.
I think the only thing they're missing is a dominant left-handed piece in the bullpen. That's one thing that's slowing them. But they do have solid right-handed pitchers out there in the bullpen.
I agree. So let's move on to. So since we got those first two, how are you looking at the first two? How are you looking at the spots?
I don't. I think Atlanta wins the division.
You think so? I don't.
Because I think it's a plug and place with Matt Olson, who's younger and better overall.
Of course.
Matt Olson has had a higher WAR than Freddie Freeman over the last couple of years.
Right, but just Freddie Freeman's Freddie Freeman, man.
Yeah, but I think there's just something about Matt Olson's Freddie. Better in this environment. He's home.
I just think with I get he's home. Right? I do. But the big thing that I'm looking at, right, is look at the bullpen or the arms that everybody.
But look at the moves they made last year at the deadline. That got them that World Series. The moves they made at the deadline, getting Duvall back and getting Jorge Soler,
right,
and Rosario.
Right.
They got
Right.
all of them
No,
at the
you're
deadline.
right. You're right.
They
You're
have a good
right.
front office. I think Matt Olson is just as good of a defender as Freddie.
Probably better.
They're both left-handed. They're literally it's plug and place,
Right.
and you just go. Like
Like a big thing is you need Max Fried to stay healthy because
yes,
he's your ace.
Max Fried, Ian
He is
Anderson
your ace.
has to pitch well.
Charlie pitched great yesterday.
Yeah,
Uncle Charlie pitched great yesterday, and Charlie needs to stay healthy too.
I do think their
Because for some
bullpen
reason,
needs to pitch well too.
yeah, I mean they've got AJ Minter who kind of gave a scare the other day. I mean I was watching yesterday, and he was kind of, you know, coming in. They were up by a lot, and he kind of scared me a little bit. But their bullpen needs to step up, and that's why I'm saying that they're a third place team, because their bullpen needs to really, like, they've got the hitters and stuff, but they really need to get that bullpen under control so they can really solidify themselves as defending World Series champs. I mean
Yeah.
that they are defending World Series champs, but to make a statement and be like, yeah, this ain't a fucking fluke.
Right.
They gotta really hunker down. Max Fried has to stay healthy. Mike Soroka needs to stay healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Ian Anderson needs to pitch well. Those are my red flags for them.
Right.
And that's why I'm thinking that they're a third place team, because I mean, yes, they have Acuna. Yes, they have Matt Olson. Yes, they have Albies, but Dansby Swanson still isn't that guy.
He's inconsistent.
He's very inconsistent. Who's their third baseman right now?
Riley.
Austin Riley. Austin Riley
Great.
is an anomaly.
He's great.
An anomaly, because his first year in the league,
Bad.
dog shit. Remember when he ran home on a ball hit to short in the fucking NLCS last year, where they should have won? Or not last year, the year before,
Yeah.
where they should have been playing Tampa in the World Series? Yeah, didn't happen because Austin Riley was an idiot, and then he decided to fucking
lead.
They sure did. That's why I'm saying they're a third place team, because the Phillies have the fucking sticks.
Yeah.
The Phillies have the sticks, and the Mets have the pitching and the sticks.
I think it's all hypothetical, because I think that's what makes this division so tough, is because if DeGrom and Scherzer stay healthy and Bassett,
Yep.
I think they're going to be really tough to beat.
And Taiwan's going to have an amazing season.
Don't forget about Carlos either. Carlos Carrasco.
Oh yeah, they got a great they got a fucking phenomenal 5 rotation.
But if they can't stay healthy, I can see the Phillies taking second. Like I said, I'm a hard lock on Atlanta winning the division.
I mean,
but I can see a world where Philadelphia comes in second and they steal a playoff spot.
Right.
Because I think they're gonna beat the living dog shit out of Washington and Miami.
Yeah, there's like,
unless Sandy pitches, but
like I think the Marlins are gonna be the 4th place team.
Yep.
I think the Nationals are gonna be 5th place team. I'm sorry, Juan Soto, get the fuck out of there. Nelson Cruz, I don't know why you decided to probably spend one of your last years in Washington. I get it, but be a competitive guy and go hit dingers for a championship ready team. I wish you would have came back to Seattle, but that's just me. So I think that's our NL little talk there. I mean, sorry that we're kind of rushing through this.
Who do you have winning the NL? Who's your NL? World Series or NL champion?
I want to say, I still think the Padres have a shot once Tatis comes back, because Tatis is just a different animal, and with how they are, I think it's between the Dodgers and the Padres.
My lock is the Dodgers.
I know
it's just, how do you not just pick them? It's so
right.
It's not that it's just easy. It's just on paper they all should play to their standard.
Right.
And they're just so deep. Their minor league system is deep somehow.
Right. So here's my big thing, right? Is years prior, like when Washington won the World Series, I was rooting for them to the moon and back.
So was I.
And that was an anomaly year because they were a wild card team.
And they should have lost that game to Milwaukee in the wild card game.
They should have, but they didn't. They won the World Series.
Yeah.
But with what San Diego is doing right now, especially when Tatis comes back, they're going to be scary.
Yes.
And Tatis, Machado, and
Cronenworth.
Jake from Rake Farm needs to really hunker down and really set themselves apart. Trent Grisham has to play well too.
I hope
That
CJ
is one of the
Abrams
big
plays
things.
well too. Plays well
Yeah.
as well.
Their pitching staff is disgusting. I think their pitching staff is better, not better, but almost on par with the Mets.
It's competitive, yeah.
Because of what they went out and did. They got Blake Snell. They've got Sean Manaea. They've got Yu Darvish. They got Mike Clevenger. And who's that fifth guy?
Are you actually asking me?
Is it Mackenzie Gore?
No, it's not Mackenzie. I think he's actually in the bullpen.
I mean, which is not bad. Mackenzie Gore's going to be great out of the pen
Michael
for them.
Kopech did well out of the bullpen.
Right.
He actually was a better reliever than he was starter.
I do think it is between the NL West teams for going to the World Series.
That's fair.
So now let's kick it over to the American League. We'll do what we did. We'll start in the Central.
Let's go to the
We'll start in the Central.
Go to
White
the
Sox.
One.
White Sox, clear favorite.
Clear favorite. Winner. There's no discussion.
Clear favorite.
Minnesota will give them a run for their money, but will fall off in September.
Byron needs to stay healthy. Yep. Gary Sanchez needs to fucking figure his shit out. Yep. Almost walked off the Mariners yesterday.
Sure
that
did.
would have sucked.
Wow, my pockets were scared on that one.
Oh, dude, I was scared as a fan. But yeah, I think it goes White Sox, Twins,
Tigers,
the Royals. I think. Oh no. The new 2-hit wit is going to take that team to new heights.
That pitching staff.
Bye, Raul. Goodbye, Raul.
This is my hot take for the entire season. Don't be shocked. Don't expect it, but don't be shocked if the Tigers come in second place. They won't be close to a playoff spot, but don't be shocked if they come in second place. They look good. Torkelson, if he has a good year. Riley Green is going to be on the major league team eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Cabrera, he's chasing milestones, so you know he's going to want to play well.
Yeah.
Tucker Barnhart is a nice ad behind the plate.
You got Yeimer. You got
Erod didn't pitch pitch bad yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
The bullpen actually kind of showed up.
Yeah. My big thing is I do think that Kansas City kind of finds itself again. Calling Bobby Witt up, huge.
Yeah.
Just huge.
It's huge for Major League
Baseball. He showed it in his first game. He ripped that double down the line, got him ahead. I mean, I expect to see way more from the Cy Young winner, or not the Cy Young, the Rookie of the Year. I do think he wins it. He is just that dude. He'll get it over Torkelson. He'll get it over J-Rod because he's the most ready guy. I mean, would I love to see J-Rod win? Of course.
I think if Adley
J-Rod's
was healthy,
my dude.
I think Adley would have a good shot at taking Witt down.
Of course. So I think it goes White Sox, Twins, Royals, Tigers, Guardians.
Yeah, I just flipped the Tigers and the Royals. I truly think they will come in third place. Because AJ Hinch is also a really good manager. He knows what he's doing. He's won a World Series. He's got that experience where he knows how to manage a team, which is huge. You need that.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I wouldn't be shocked if they came in fourth. I wouldn't be surprised if they came in second.
Right.
Because Minnesota would have to have a failure of a year like last year.
Right. All right. Well, let's switch over to your division.
Oh, the juggernaut. The bloodbath that is the AL East.
Yeah.
This one's so tough. Like, even MLB.com their computer system for predicting couldn't pick a winner.
Right.
They had all four of the good teams at 88 wins.
Yeah.
Like, they even if a computer system can't beat or pick a winner, I mean, that just shows how strong each team is, I personally think the Blue Jays are going to win the division.
Yes.
Last year, they're really playing off of last year was the trailer. This year's the movie.
Right.
And I was listening to the Blue Jays broadcast last night, and their longtime play-by-play guy said this team reminds him of 92 and 93.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
it's when they went to the World Series.
They've got the team. They really
do. 1 through 9. Well, Danny Jansen, he did hit a home run yesterday, but that'll probably be like his first of maybe 4. But 1 through 8, solid in the lineup. I mean, I just don't know how you pitch. You have a great leadoff hitter in Springer. Bo Bichette he's coming around.
He's an anomaly.
Vlad Jr. looked like he put on a little bit more weight than he had last year, but you know what? If he hits the ball 20 feet further, then you know what? Who cares? He's playing first base.
I mean, and then you got, Teoscar, you have Lourdes, you've got your good bullpen.
Teoscar made a nice sliding catch yesterday too in the 9th inning.
Barrios got kind of lit up yesterday,
he
which is
kind of lit up. He got lit up. He got through 1 out.
I mean, it was opening day for them. I'm not gonna hold them too much to it. Yeah, but like we've said multiple times, it's a long season.
It is a long season.
Figure it out.
I mean, his adrenaline was probably through the roof. That place was rocking last night.
Yeah,
during all the pregame stuff. Oh, I mean, that looked like a fun place to be.
I think they're the clear number 1.
It's different for them because they have the whole country of Canada behind them.
Yeah, exactly.
They have the whole country's support. It's not just a team with a city.
Right. It's the whole fucking country.
And like I said, they showed up last night. I think that will actually help them.
Right. You rallied down 8-0.
Yeah.
And won. That speaks volumes, honestly.
It was piece by piece too. It was just chipping away, and then Teoscar hits that 3-run shot to tie it.
And plus they added fucking Matt Chapman.
He made an error yesterday.
Oh God, that's super unfortunate, but still, I'm
very high on Matt Chapman. I just thought it was funny in his first game he made an error.
Me too, but so you got your first place team being the Blue Jays. I think the Rays come in second.
I do. I think they snag the wild card spot. It's going to be a brutal bloodbath. I can't even predict how many wins each team's going to have. I think it could be very well just like last year. All 4 teams have 90-plus wins. You can literally pick and choose where you want to slot each team with 90-plus wins, and the Orioles just get the shit kicked out of them week in, week out.
Spot 3,
Boston.
Red Sox.
Yep, Boston.
Yep. Yankees 4th, Orioles 5th.
And if the Yankees won the division, I wouldn't be shocked. I really wouldn't.
I don't think they will.
They're good. They're just not Boston, Tampa, and Toronto level. But it wouldn't shock me.
They didn't really go do anything in the offseason, right?
No, but they still won 90 games last year.
They still did, yeah. They got Josh Donaldson.
He hit the walk-off.
He did, yeah. But you're basing your team off a bunch of older dudes, and you haven't signed Aaron Judge back. I mean, Aaron Judge, I'm sorry. If you want to get that fucking mega max contract, hey, I've got a good idea for you. Stay healthy.
There's that.
You and Giancarlo need to stay healthy for that team to be relevant.
I mean, that ball I saw him hit yesterday was fast. Like I said, he couldn't get 3 steps out of the box, and it was already in the seats because it was 116 off the bat.
Right. Like I said, though, Aaron Judge needs to stay healthy all year.
Yep, they both do.
Giancarlo Stanton needs to stay healthy all year. Those are your home run hitters. Those are your dudes that put the ball in the fucking seats.
Yeah.
Right. And
I mean, Rizzo hit a home run yesterday. That was kind of nice to see. He crushed that ball.
I just think Rizzo's a guy who just gets on base.
That's true. He always did that in Chicago too.
Right. But you gotta be those dudes. If you're hurt, you're not those dudes.
I think Rizzo's gonna have a better year than that second half with the Yankees last year. He had a full off season to think about it. He had spring training to get ready. He
also signed back with them, so that's big.
He wants to be there.
Right. He's got that short porch, so
yeah.
Yankee effect.
I think the full season is gonna be a better factor for him. into him playing better because he knows what to expect. Because like
Right.
going from Chicago with that loyal fan base to the Yankees, where if you go 0 for 10, you're getting booed out of your mind.
Right.
At least in Chicago, you go 0 for 10, and there's just like,
Mm.
don't worry, Anthony, you'll get him. You know, there's always next at bat. Hell,
Yeah.
and then you go to the Bronx and they're booing you, like Gallo
Right.
got last year for
Right.
striking out
Exactly.
too many times.
All right, let's kind of wrap this up. So
The
Blue
AL West.
Jays,
Yeah, I
Tampa,
think we're in agreement
Red
on this
Sox, Yankees, Orioles.
Yep.
Um,
The Orioles lose 115 games.
I'm with you on that
That's
one.
my hot
So
take.
AL West, it's a coin flip for first place.
Houston. I'm still taking Houston.
Seattle.
I
going
wouldn't be
Seattle.
shocked, but I think Seattle snags a wild card spot. Houston wins the division because Verlander's coming back.
Right,
They still have
Right.
Altuve, Bregman.
but my big
And
thing
Gurriel.
with Verlander is
What Verlander do you get?
yes. Do you get
it's a big
fine
part of it.
wine Verlander, or do you get
post-
washed
yeah.
Verlander?
the
like-
post-surgery washed? Yeah,
In my opinion, I think he's washed. The Astros signed him to a 1-year deal.
I believe so.
That
It would really hurt me growing up in Detroit if he had a bad
it
year.
speaks volumes. You're signing one of the best pitchers in the last 10 years
Mm-hmm.
to a 1-year deal after missing all of last year.
The only difference is it's not like he switched teams and went
No,
somewhere else because they were with him until December 2nd. They were with
Mhm.
him through his whole rehab process. They know exactly where he's at and what
Right.
he's looking like. It's not like a team like, I don't know, he came back to Detroit. They don't really know what was going on during his rehab stint.
right,
Houston
Right.
does. So that's something
Right.
that, and they didn't know how to handle pitchers down there.
right. But my big thing is they signed him to a 1-year deal. It's
Mhm.
not a lot of faith. It could just be this, hey, prove it, you
Yeah.
know, type of
We
deal.
believe
which
in you. Just go out and do it, and you'll get the
You'll get
Max
a
Scherzer
payday.
contract. Yeah,
right. But we'll see. I mean, it's a long season.
yeah. And I'm not
But-
saying Seattle's gonna have a bad year. I'm just saying that I just
So-
don't think they're gonna beat Houston.
So we're gonna go to my favorite team now. You know, rep the squad here. Mariners. Mariners, 1 out. They signed Robbie Ray.
It's a good
Big,
signing.
huge. Had a fucking great 7 innings yesterday. Gave up 1 run.
Yep. I think it was
which
the longest
Gio
start so
Ursh-
far
Yeah, Gio
by 2
Urshela
innings.
home
I
run.
think.
And then he came out and he shelled Minnesota yesterday. So, you're looking at Marco going out tonight, throwing a fucking gem. Hopefully we get second half Marco like we did last year. Would be phenomenal. They've got a good pitching staff with Robbie Ray, Marco Gonzalez, Chris Flexen, Logan Gilbert, Matt Brash. You called up your MLB ready guy in Matt Brash. I have a lot of faith in him. I think he will come out and he will deal on that 5th day. Going to be great. You have a lot of depth in your bullpen. I mean, you've got, Mishevitz, Diego Castillo, Casey Sadler.
You just need the Castillo that was that 1-2 punch with Alvarado down there in Tampa.
You got Anthony Munzos, Ken Giles coming back. Like this Seattle team is scary. You called up J-Rod, probably I think number 3 in the MLB pipeline.
Thought he was
Pretty
2.
sure.
Oh, no, I think he was 4. He was 4 because it went Bobby, Adley, Spencer, and then J-Rod.
Yeah. So you're gonna have J-Rod, and then you got you made the trade for
Winker.
Eugenio and Winker. You got Adam Frazier. You got
Nice little
Kelnick
left-handed
still.
bat.
Like, and now we're waiting for Kyle Lewis to come back and be healthy because, you don't have Evan White on the squad this year. He's probably on the 40-man. He's just in AAA because Ty France plays about like the same or better in the field. Should have won a Gold Glove last year.
Yeah.
And Ty France hits the ball way better than Evan White does.
Right.
So this, I mean, and shout out to Cal Rayleigh. Fucker went like he walked twice, got himself a base hit. Fucking, let's give you a little round of applause there. Pretty great opening day for the Mariners. I mean, J-Rod, you need to come out and you need to get your first base hit. That'd be phenomenal today. But I do think the Mariners fuck around and win the division. That'd be great. Astros for sure, number 2.
Yeah,
for sure.
Their clear cut 1-2 is.
I
don't know. I think also the experience of the Astros these past 5 years are also going to help them, even though they lost Springer and Correa. That Pena, I forgot his first name, but Pena, who took Correa's spot, looks really good. I've heard a lot of good things about him, and that's why they were fine with letting him leave, because they knew he was ready, and he proved that yesterday with hitting a home run.
And he got a double too.
Yeah.
Number 3,
Angels.
Texas.
Not after yesterday's display.
I mean, are you gonna say the same thing about the Angels though? The Angels fucking they've given up a lot of runs, dude.
Yeah,
in the first 2 fucking games. Like, that's insane to me.
They have a rookie as their third starter. That's scary.
Right. They gave up so many runs. I get it's the Astros, but holy shit, they gave up a lot of runs. They gave up 12 yesterday.
Yeah,
or 13. Like,
no, I think Texas will figure it out.
think Texas.
John Gray didn't pitch bad until about the 5th inning. I mean, early his the shortened spring training or condensed spring training.
Right.
That's why we're seeing a lot of pitchers not go into the 5th inning depending on their pitch count, because they're throwing about 85. That's what I've been noticing. And no, Texas is definitely coming in third.
I think the Angels come in 4th, and I think that
the Las Vegas Athletics come in 5th.
Yeah, I do think that is how it's gonna shape out. Who is your pick for the World Series?
Toronto.
For the American League. Toronto.
Okay. I think, especially if they win the division, I think they're gonna take that wave and just go. And like I said, they got the whole country behind them. They won the bloodbath and the slaughter that is the AL East. They're gonna have a high chip on their shoulder, and I think they're just gonna run all the way to the World Series again against the Dodgers.
Right,
make it an all-blue World Series. So
my AL World Series pick is going to be your 2022 World Series champion. It's going to be the Seattle Mariners.
All right, Mark, come on now.
Nah, I do hope they win, but my team is also the Blue Jays.
Yeah, it's
I'm picking the Blue Jays to win the entire thing. I think they shell out Los Angeles.
Like, I love my Rays, I do.
Yeah,
but it's so hard not to love this Blue Jays team. It looks so much fun for them to play.
I'm with you. I do think the Blue Jays shell out. I mean, my dark horse though is the Mariners.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Especially just slip it. All you gotta do is get in. All you gotta do is make the playoffs.
Like, that's why they're my dark horse. If they get in, I'm scared. I'm scared of the Mariners because they've got such a young, rowdy team. Ready. They're hungry. Their playoff drought is old enough to drink. They want to get hammered. So,
I just think Toronto's just so good.
I do too, and that's why I give the Mariners the dark horse over the Astros, who would have been my dark horse if the Mariners wouldn't have done all of this, because the Astros do magical things in the playoffs. Here's your big thing, though. Here's your big thing, right? You lost your firecracker.
Yeah.
You lost
Correa's a big loss.
Your dude who thrives in the playoffs, and that's Carlos Correa. They lost him. I don't think Altuve or Pena can kind of set that firecracker type deal, because you see Carlos Correa on the field, he's rowdy. He's fucking electrifying.
6'4" kid.
Yeah. But I think that about wraps up today's episode, though. I mean, we both have, the Dodgers and the Blue Jays. My dark horse for the NL is the Padres. My dark horse for the AL is the Mariners.
I think
So
my dark horse for the NL, if everyone stays healthy, is the Mets.
it's the Mets. Yeah.
That's who I was flip flopping between, was the Dodgers and the Mets.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I went with the Dodgers. It's just the
Yeah.
safer pick.
Oh, I agree with you. I agree with you.
And B, I mean, on paper, it's just like last year. They looked so
Get your
good.
bet money on them.
I did put money on it. I do have money on the Dodgers, Blue Jays. I did not pick a champion, but I did pick a future on the Dodgers and the Blue Jays. So I have actual money on it. I'm in Michigan. Don't worry, it's legal.
We'll see. We'll be talking about this a lot this year. I mean,
once it's a marathon.
I'm hoping that all the divisions are competitive because that makes for a fun season.
They should be.
Yeah.
And some of them have a 3-team race that should be fun. Obviously, AL East a 4-team race, but the NL East looks like it's going to be a nice race. Hopefully.
Yeah.
AL West with the Astros and the Mariners. It's going to be fun to watch.
It's going to be fucking phenomenal.
It's going to be fun.
But all right, guys. I think that's it for today. Come catch us on Twitch. We stream a lot. We've been playing MLB The Show, so we're gonna be in that sports mentality. If you come through, say what's up. Yeah, let's talk some. Let's fucking chop some shop. Like me and Real Day here. Fucking we talk every time we stream, so we're usually throwing shit back and forth between each other that we don't talk about the podcast. We talk about a lot of things. We talk about the NFL. We talk about baseball. We talk shit about LeBron. I'm sorry, but we do. And if you're watching this on YouTube, leave us a comment. Let us know what you think we should do better. We got some good feedback from a couple people, and I think we're gonna implement it in this one. So it's pretty great. If you're listening to it on Spotify, hit us up on Twitter. I think we should make a pod Twitter at some point.
Yeah, we probably will.
But yeah, just leave us a comment, give us some feedback. Also, if you're on YouTube, leave us a like, helps us out a lot.
Sure does.
But until next time, guys, it's been fun. Hopefully you enjoyed our predictions. I think we kind of hit it on the head, but until next time, guys, we will talk to you later. It's probably going to be a lot of baseball right now and not as much football because baseball's in full swing, but at some point we will give a mock draft out. And, until then, guys, you guys have a wonderful day. Rest in peace to Dwayne Haskins. And until next time, guys, it was fun.